Howdy do da. Alright. How you doing? So, I wanted to do something a little bit different because when we look at the life of Jesus and what he did when he was here, basically he spent all of his time rolling around talking to people about how we ought to treat each other, and about eternal life, and how to achieve that through him. And he rolled around healing people that had faith to be healed. So I think that's important, because if you look at the people that he healed, everyone that he healed believed that he had the power to heal them. So if you're looking for healing, it's a good practice to believe that God has the power to heal you through Christ. Or if you're, God has the power to do anything God will do. So talking about healing, I wanted to talk about some of the things that I did to help myself get to a better place, because I went through a lot, especially the past couple of years, and this has been a lifelong thing. I don't want to be like it just happened. Yes, like I have dealt with depression my entire life. It's just something that I've always had, at least as far back as I can remember. And I probably should have tried out some kind of medication but I was terrified of it. So I didn't want to alter who I was naturally. And honestly, the medication that I take, I don't know that it does so much for depression, because I don't have a constant depression. It's just like periodic, and it shows up, and I guess it probably takes the edge off. It's definitely not as bad as it used to be, but some of that is like functional things that I do to help myself stay in a better place. But as far as the OCD, definitely, that's huge, because when I know, like, and I don't know if I'm gonna need it forever, but the overthinking and ruminating thoughts, and it would be nice if my house was as clean as it used to be all the time. It's still not bad, but that was a little extreme. And I couldn't handle pets or anything. I love animals. I love dogs, but I couldn't, it's like I could feel every fiber of like hair or dander. And that wasn't cool. I don't know why I'm talking about that. Anyway, so the medication that I take for that is very helpful to me. So I am not a medical doctor. I'm not a medical professional. I don't think that any person's advice should be a substitute for the care of a medical doctor. That being said, I think there's great value in holistic methods if those are good for you, but I will never say don't go to a trained medical professional, because the psychiatrist that manages my medication changed my life for the better, and I'm so grateful. And I didn't know what I needed, but she does not take any crap, and I really like her. Anyway, but some other things that you can do, and I want to put links underneath, because when you're in a place where you might be isolated, and it feels like the world is against you, whether it is or it isn't, or you just can't get out of a funk that you eventually realize you need to get out of, I just made a list of the things that I do. And you can take them or leave them, but I think it's a really valuable list. So number one is my personal favorite, solo dance parties. I'm a huge fan of moving your body and moving around your energy, like freeing the chi when you're in a funk. Because sometimes even if you don't want to do it, that getting like the jiggies out, I don't know what you call it, but it makes me feel so good, especially if it's music that you like. Just get up and move. Nobody's gonna see it, you know, it's only for you, any kind of music, and just do it for a couple minutes if that's all you have in you. But you've got to move the energy. You know, if you don't want to do a solo dance party, get up and clean your house, move some of the furniture, move some things around, because sometimes things just get stagnant. And then, you know, you will find if you move things around a little bit or clean something up or declutter something, that you will just feel better. It's like a physical outlet of the clutter that's in your body or in your head. And I do believe that your space has a lot to do with how you feel. So again, I'm a huge fan of YouTube because there's so many resources, and I want to put some, you know, there are so many people that have cool organizing tips. If you're not good at it, I'm not good at it, not in my house anyway. People that have tips about just how to be more productive in your business. And those things really helped me to think about something else that's inspiring, like something that I can do, instead of focusing on what I can't do or how I can't feel. So I think that's really important, to engage your mind in something else and engage your body in something else. Get up and do something. Also, go outside. Get out in nature. Get out in the plants. I think plants are very healing. I love trees. If you know me, I love trees. I don't care if you think I'm weird. If I find a good tree that I want to touch, like, I just hang out with the tree and touch the tree. And I love being outside in nature and in the sunshine. I think it's really healing. The fresh air outdoors is good for you. Also, there are a lot of good meditations. If you don't know anything about meditation, it's a good way to scroll through, and you can find, you know, some practitioner or some kind of meditation music that you vibe with. There are a bunch of guided meditations, and there are a lot of meditations that help you with shadow work, which is something that for me has been hugely beneficial. And there are a couple different takes on shadow work, but I would encourage you to look up some videos, or, you know, get a book or Google it, because it's really helpful in understanding when you have things that trigger you, or that you are reactive to things. When you notice things that don't make you feel good, it kind of helps you go back in time and find out where that started and like where it came from, and to address it. And rather than not accepting parts of yourself, you understand that that is a part of you, and some of those things are qualities that you're just misusing, which is really cool to think about. Like, you don't have to beat yourself up about who you are. Who you are is wonderful. It might be that you're not fulfilling your potential, or, you know, you could use that quality for something that is a greater benefit to you or to other people. So, huge fan of shadow work. Really cool stuff. Also, doing a cleanse, simplifying your diet, makes a huge difference. And that's, I mean, I'm not saying do it all at once. A cleanse can be dangerous if you know, you don't want to drastically change, especially if you've been eating garbage forever. Like, you definitely want to do that gradually, in my experience. But I've had really good experiences with just a simple, like, raw fruit and vegetable cleanse. And you know, Google that. I would definitely talk to your doctor before you do that too. Everybody's body is different, but it can be really good for you to do some kind of a simplify your diet and get the fudge out. I already said declutter. Also, do something to serve others, especially like if you don't feel good. It's so important to understand that you are not the only one that feels that way, and so many people are not able, or don't have the energy, or, you know, don't want to spread their funk. That's the worst thing for me, is I really don't want to spread the bad mood. You know, I don't want to hurt anybody with it. And I found that sometimes what I can do instead is get myself up and do something good for other people, or reach out and, you know, find some volunteer opportunity, or something you know, that somebody else needs. If, you know, somebody that needs errands run, or somebody might just need a conversation. But it always makes me feel better. Number one, it takes the focus off of you and puts the focus on, like, what can I do to improve, you know, somebody else that needs help. And that might be like the push, the energy movement that another person needs to, like, free some of their chi, and like that little realization that, like, there are people that care. I think that's something that we should all do. Check up on our people, because so many people do not reach out when they need help and when they need to talk. So sometimes we have to, again, sharpen your intuition and be that person that kind of, you know, if you have a feeling that somebody needs something, and sometimes they'll be really resistant, sometimes they'll be really nasty to you, but at least try, you know? It's enough sometimes for somebody to know that somebody tried to reach out to them. Anyway, I wanted to mention, and I'll put a link in the video, one of my favorite people that helps me through so much. This lady is so insightful. It's called the Crappy Childhood Fairy, and she has some really interesting things to say and interesting ways to work through, especially childhood trauma. I definitely recommend checking her out, so I'll put the link under here. Again, all different kinds of meditation. I don't care if you don't love him, I'm a huge fan of Stephen Furtick at Elevation Church, and even if you're not a religious person, he's a lot of interesting things to say. And I love that he has a much shorter videos, so if you're like me and have a hard time sitting through a whole big one, you can watch one that's 9, 10, 12 minutes, 13 minutes. That will change your day, change your life. I'm also a huge fan of locally Grace Covenant Church, huge fan. And Fairfax Community Church, I really like the music there. And I got baptized there, so it's close to my heart. Or you can give yourself a haircut like I did. I did this myself. It's not great, but it's okay. Got some lip gloss on. I don't know if this is the right color for me, but you know, clashy doesn't have to be trashy. So just take good care of yourself, I guess is what I want to say. And those are some of my ideas. And if you want to reach out to me at amanda.crosseyed@gmail.com, you know, I might have some more ideas, or if you want to make a comment, you know, sometimes you have to just build your own network and get your own self on a new bus to someplace better. So I love you. That's what I have to say today. Have a wonderful day. I hope to hear from you soon.